Hello, you're welcome to Join Newsroom. My name is Maame Thompson, coming to you live from our studios here at Kokomlimle. We're also live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, and around the globe at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, police grants bail to 49 suspects, with 51 others to appear in court tomorrow in connection with the Daboya unrest. We have details.
We have to do better. We have to do better for ourselves. We have to do better for those who came before us. And more importantly, we have to do that for the next generation.
Words of Dr. Zanetor Rawlings as she takes on her father's torch to demand integrity and accountability in celebrating 44 years of June 4 revolution. We have more from a list of activities scheduled to commemorate the day in Hawaii, in the Volta region. Also, work begins on 60 kilometers of road construction in the Amansia enclave of the Ashanti region to link that part of the country to the western region. In business, irrigation dams to be completed under the second phase of the Ghana Productive Safety Net project. We'll hear from zonal project coordinators in the Upper West region. Details and more of this coming up shortly. Stay tuned. We start from the Savannah region. The Regional Police Command has granted bail to some 49 suspects who were arrested in the Savannah region in connection with recent unrest at Lukula. 51 others are expected to appear in court tomorrow. A clash between the Mamprusi and Gonjas in the farming community in North Gonja last Thursday led to the smashing of the windscreen of the Savannah Regional Police Commander's vehicle and another brand new pickup belonging to the district command. Several other property belonging to residents were damaged in the process. Many have fled the town. My colleague Isaac Nunya has been following the incident and joins us live with more. Isaac, tell us more about the persons granted bail and those to appear in court.
Yes, those who were granted bail are coming from a screening that was conducted the second day that they were sent to Tamale. First, 23 were released, followed by another batch of 26. But we cannot say these were released without any intervention or pleas from the regional, the traditional authorities and people who matter in the region. The paramount chief of Gonjaland sent a number of paramount chiefs, about 3 of them, including his spokesperson, to meet with the Savannah Area Police Commander at Daboya. We were there, but we did not know the content of the particular meeting. But the fallout from that meeting is that they are pleading with the Regional Police Command to at least to transfer justice to mercy with justice, and allow the perpetrators to come home and never to do that again. I think based on that, the sons and daughters who are currently in Tamale pleading with the police managed to have the 49 released. The 51 others, as we speak, there are still a good number of people, chiefs, paramount chiefs, and that of the MP of the area, one Alaji Ase, still at the Tamale Central Police Station, trying to get the other 51 out. But the police have made it clear that the suspects who have been screened so far are not yet let out totally. They will be recalled to come and then give further inquiry statement, while the 51 others will be put before court tomorrow to defend themselves for any possible crime.
We know currently what charges they are facing.
The charges are not made available to the press, but sources within the police are saying that the unlawful rioting and unlawful damage to public property. Because the police station was touched and the 2 vehicles were also touched.
All right. Thank you very much. Isaac Nonyao is our correspondent currently in the Daboya community. Let's go into local community in the Northeast region, where Northeast correspondent Eliasu Tanko has also been on ground since morning with more. Eliasu, what is the current situation in the community?
Well, as you see, for those who fled the community yesterday back, majority of them are currently with the paramount chief of the sole traditional area in Janga in the West Mampus municipality, where I have moved currently. They are marked up at the residence of the paramount chief, demanding many others, including the intervention of the National Disaster Management Organization, to come to their aid, because according to them, their properties have totally been destroyed. And they are also asking the government to ensure that this particular attack on them would not occur again. As we speak, a number of them are mapped up at the residence of the paramount chief of the sole traditional area here in Janga in the West Mampus municipality. And as I speak to you, currently the youth are about to address the media. Among the other things that they are about to say, or we have gleaned from the press conference that they are just about to organize, they are saying that they are going to say their side of the story and also ensure that tell the government to ensure that these attacks would not occur on them again.
Right. Ilyasu, what has been the response from traditional authorities, or even NADMO for that matter, since they converged at the area you're talking about?
Well, in their statement that they have just showed was they have given chronology of events that have occurred in the past. They have mentioned that this is not the first time that they have been attacked in that particular area. They have mentioned about 5 instances in which these particular communities have been attacked. And so in all these instances, according to them, NADMO has never come to their aid. And because of the magnitude of the attack this time around, because according to them, all their properties have been razed down, their farm produce, their food stuff are all been burnt completely, and so they do not have anything as we speak. And so because of the magnitude of the destruction this time around, that's why they are calling on the NADMO to come to their aid. As we speak, the NADMO is here to respond to this particular appeal by the people here. And of course, the traditional authorities, we understand the Northeast Regional Security Council is facilitating a meeting between the Nairi, the Mamprugu overlord, and the Savannah, the Gonja overlord, to ensure that a lasting solution is found to this particular issue. But largely, all of them, especially the Mamprugu side, are now relying or calling on the Boundary Commission to come in and ensure that these disputed lands are demarcated, because according to them, they believe strongly that all these disputed communities belong to the Mamprugu.
Right, and before these solutions come to bear, are there, what in the interim, what are the resources available to these residents to, survive the current situation they are in?
Well, it's a really very difficult situation for them, except that most of them are currently relying on the paramount chief of the sole traditional area here in Janga to provide them food. I have spoken to him briefly, and he said since their arrival, he has been providing food supplies and other essentials for them here. He has not gotten any assistance from the authorities, and it's been very difficult for him. And he's also calling for the NADMO to come in this time around, because the number is not small, and the people, some of them told me that they have to stress from the local community where the violence started, walk from that particular community to the Janga community here. And I can see a number of women and children, some of them looking very, very exhausted. Some of them say because of the trauma, they have not been able to sleep. And one of the sub chiefs is telling me that one person actually is currently at the hospital because she has to walk from that particular community to Janga here, and she came very tired and couldn't do anything, so they have to take her to the hospital. So it's been very difficult for the chief here, who said that since the arrival, he's the sole person taking care of these particular people.
Grateful for your time here, Ilyasu Tanko, a correspondent in Lukula community, following up on events following the clash between the Mimpasem and Lukula communities. Now, moving on, daughter of late revolutionary Jerry John Rawlings, believes the NDC party has demons that have the ability to derail its chances in the 2024 election. Speaking at a church in Cape Coast on Saturday to kickstart the commemoration of the 44th year of the revolution, Dr. Zanetor Rawlings cautioned the party to rid itself of those demons in order to win the general election. She also urged members to uphold integrity and renew their patriotism for the country. Here are excerpts of her speech.
Today, it doesn't matter what your past is, as long as you have money. We have a duty to change that. Otherwise, then it is our fault that we are where we are. If the NDC is a product of the revolution, and if the NDC is to rescue this country come 2024, then we must purge ourselves of any demons that entered while we were not paying attention. I'll repeat it. If the NDC is to take over the reins of this country and to fix this country and put her back on the right path, then we must purge ourselves of any demons that snapping while we were not paying attention. June 4th.
Well, in Hohoe, there are a list of activities ongoing, including wreath laying and a rally. Boem MP Kofi Adams joins us with details. Mr. Adams, you're welcome to Joy Newsroom. June 4th holds deep sentiments for the Rawlings' family and members of the NDC. What's the mood for today and activities marking the 44th year of the revolution?
Well, as you have just already elaborated, let me say good afternoon to your listeners and viewers. June 4th, 44 years on, was today commemorated in Hohoe in the Volta region. Yesterday we had a series of speakers at a lecture that was done at the EP Chapel, and today at the EP Park, after a walk through town, the wreath laying ceremony was conducted, and in attendance was our leader and flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the General Secretary, the 2020 flag bearer, and a host of other MPs who were around, and an enthusiastic crowd for that matter that is so determined, focused, and ready to work so hard to return the NDC back to power, including that of Hohoe constituency.
Right, and Dr. Zanetor Rawlings, daughter of former President Rawlings, deceased. Zanetor spoke about the NDC ridding itself of demons if it wants to win the 2024 election. What clarity can you bring to this statement she's making?
Well, she's just stated something that you know and we all know, that the situation that brought about the June 4th, which we commemorated today, marking 44 years, today is rife and even higher than it was then. And so if June 4th was successful, what it means is that our agenda to win power in 2024 will equally be successful. The only way would be that if we allow persons who would derail this struggle to still be in our midst. And so if there is any way that you can take out such tendencies that are described as demonic, then do so it makes your march to power much more easier, much more clearer, and much more opportune. So I don't think that she said anything wrong at all. Is it the use of the word demon that makes you feel like you have said something?
Exactly. We want to understand what demons mean in this concept, contest.
A demon is anything that will derail your effort. And we have had a number of things happen even as we went through the processes of selecting candidates for constituencies and our flag bearer that we think and consider as not being the right thing. And there are still some persons who, even after going through all these processes, may still be talking about not supporting a candidate that has met in maybe constituency A or B or even not supporting a flag bearer. Any such attempt is demonic, and the party must identify such things. So you don't even draw them closer to decision-making points or strategy discussion points. So they will derail your ship. So it's quite clear and straightforward.
We're grateful for your time, Boam MP Kofi Adams there. Now, about 60 kilometers of road is being constructed in the Amansia area of the Ashanti region. The project includes a 25-kilometer highway to link Ashanti and Western North regions. This comes after a series of demonstrations staged in the area by residents in demand for improved roads. Nana Yaljima assessed the poor roads in the enclave and has filed this report.
The Amansia enclave has 3 districts: Amansia West, Central and South. Despite being rich in natural resources, especially gold, timber and cocoa, the area is plagued with bad roads. About 80% of the road network in the area is not tarred. Some of the areas are cut off in the rainy season. Though it has been a major campaign issue during electioneering, little effort has been made in fixing the road.
Because there are several others that needs to be touched, and I say several others because there is another main road that is from Kumpese Junction through to Akosiso, Datano, Tuntukrum and Bunsanso. It's a long stretch. I mean, that's also another 25 kilometers or so, which we are still pushing. If I say we, I mean my good self and Honorable Member of Parliament and other stakeholders in this community. In this district, we are still pushing.
Aside from the 25-kilometer highway being constructed, some feeder and cocoa roads are ongoing. The project is expected to improve the economic situation in the area. Clement Opoku-Jemfi is District Chief Executive for Amansia South.
Statistics and records shows that this road, the last time that was asphalted was as far back as 1928 under Gagisberg's time. So if it's happening under the present dispensation, the present administration, I think we should pat the government at the back. I've mentioned a minimum of 5 roads that are currently under construction in this very constituency or in this very district. And so we have seen, we have had our fair share of the national cake, most especially what we are seeing today. So this is under the Highways Authority because from their books and records shows that this is a highway that links the Ashanti region and the Western North region.
Meanwhile, residents are calling on the government to replicate this in other parts of the Manso enclave.
Meanwhile, a stitching time saves 9, but certainly not on a number of Ghana's roads. The rains have once again exposed the country's craziest and deadliest potholes. Many portions of our roads will have deteriorated into gaping potholes if state agencies had fixed them on time. My colleague Kojo Yankson kicks off Joy News' campaign Ghana Potholes exhibition, which exposes what he describes as widow and widowers making manholes on our roads.
Much as it is the role of the media to scrutinize government, it is also important for the press to give them credit for their achievements. Now, one particular achievement for which the press has failed woefully in an unjust, unfair and unsportsmanlike manner to give government credit for is this: our potholes.
Yes, sir. They be
Just look at them. Deep, wide, jagged-edged moon craters peppered artistically across the asphalt canvas of our national road network, turning 10-minute journeys into 50-minute torture sessions, wreaking almost as much havoc on your spine as your shock absorbers. Yes, Ghana's potholes are one of the uncelebrated triumphs of leadership for which our government must not only be lauded but applauded.
Now, what most people don't realize is that these monstrous death traps are not actually signs of the incompetence of our government supervisory bodies. They don't point to any lack of skill on the part of our road contractors. No, these are actually clear evidence of the unmitigated success of some of government's top flagship programs.
Which programs, I hear you ask? For the answer to that profound question, we must take a closer look.
Look at this one. Mid-sized, quite deep, shaped like some sort of asphalt amoeba. To you, this is an accident waiting to happen. But to the government, this is perfect for planting corn.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just good for planting corn. Potholes are perfect for rice plantation.
Ghana for there are some
tomatoes,
things need to be said and
even cocoa.
As the rainy season approaches, the true value of these potholes becomes apparent. They are perfect for a farmer in planting for food and jobs.
So there you have it. If you have ever wondered why some of these potholes you see on virtually every road in this country of ours never get fixed, well, now you know.
And that is not the only flagship program that government is delivering to rip-roaring success with these cherished and beloved potholes. There is also one village, one dam. Just think of the irrigation potential for the Planting for Food and Jobs project we saw earlier.
And we're still not done. Look at this. Look at the deadly jagged edge of this particular beauty, shaped like the fangs of a village witch. Now, let's measure the depth.
But some things need to be said and
What do you think happens when your car hits this pothole at speed? Obviously, you immediately need spare parts. After a few encounters, a whole new car. If government is able to maintain a few of these widow-making potholes across the country, just think of what it will do for the automotive industry. One district, one factory.
So the next time you feel like throwing your hands up in despair at the state of our roads, the next time you wonder why government keeps throwing money at incompetent contractors to construct roads which after 3 months will break out in potholes like a prepubescent teenager's face breaks out in pimples, just remember that these are the evidence of your government's stellar performance. Why would they cover them up? Reporting from Ahaya Kwanhu, my name is Kojo Yankson.
Yes, sir.
So if there are potholes in your area, please send us to #GHPotholes, #JoyNews. Every potholes in your area, you can do that and report, and we will certainly be in your area. Moving on, senior lecturer at the Department of Physiology, School of Medical Sciences, University of Cape Coast, Dr. Francis Jankpa is urging Ghana to accept genome editing, which is a newer version of the GMO technology. According to him, the GMO technology, if accepted, will help farmers grow their crops either in the rainy season or dry season without weather challenges. Speaking to Joy News, at a workshop to educate stakeholders, Dr. Francis Jankpa encouraged Ghana to accept the technology as part of measures to eliminate hunger and pest intrusion.
If you compare our food chain system to that of a foreign country, for example, you see that in Ghana we only find certain food at certain times in a year. We don't get them all year round. This is because the crop cannot withstand the dry season growth. You can only grow the crop in the rainy season. And once the rainy season is past, you have to wait for the next rainy season. But with this technology, if we really accept and we are using it, we can produce crops that can grow during both the rainy and the dry season. So we have crop throughout the year. So all year round, we deal with this lean season where there's no food, people are suffering hunger here and there. So to help us effectively to overcome hunger. Then if we accept it too, we'll do away with many issues with pests. pests that are destroying and devastating crops here and there. So this is how it can help us secure our food, produce enough, get enough storage. And now look, there's even a new trend that, weevils destroy a lot of. Now there's a new trend that is coming. We can even make seed that will resist weevil destruction. So when you are storing your beans, you're not afraid. You don't even think about weevil coming to destroy it. Formerly, you had to put some fumigant inside to preserve it, but now new varieties are coming up. So if Ghanaians will listen carefully and understand this thing, I think it will help all of us in the long run. Definitely it's cheaper than the conventional or traditional method for the farmer to adopt it. Because initially, the input you make, you buy the seed that you plant anyway. So you buy the old seed, they used to buy it. This seed too, they will also buy. But after planting, the expenditure, you maintain the crop, spray it, make sure it doesn't, the pest doesn't destroy it. So you save that money. You wouldn't spend that much to produce the same quantity. And some of them will even have enhanced yield. With the same quantity you grow over 1 acre, you can harvest more than you harvested before. So this is definitely going to cause financial gain to all the farmers and also the consumer, because if you spend less to produce, it's less expensive on the market for the consumer to buy.
Director, CSIR Institute for Scientific and Technological Information, Dr. Mantiao, explains the essence of the workshop.
In November last year, the African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, started a project in 6 African countries. The aim of this project is to promote what they call genome editing. Genome editing is a tool in modern biotechnology that can be used to improve agriculture. I mean, in the face of climate change and all, we need technology that can help us address this. I mean, so coming out with crop varieties that can withstand all this. That's the whole idea, is using science and technology to solve the challenges of agriculture in Ghana. That's basically. So what they did was that they wanted to create awareness about genome editing. They wanted to have a system where people can have confidence in this technology, public education and all that. So they developed a communication strategy, and this workshop is going to validate the draft communication strategy for possible implementation, going forward.
Minister of Education Dr. Yalse Duchum has cut salt for the construction of a technical and vocational education and training facility at Manso Nkwanta in the Ashanti region. The initiative, aimed at producing artisans in the Manso area, is to address the country's unemployment program. Now, the project is scheduled to be completed in 3 years. The Minister of Education expressed his delight that the Japanese government has decided to work with the Ghanaian government to establish a TVET institution in Manso Nkwanta. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reports.
The facility will have a magnificent edifice with all equipment intact for seamless operation.
It's going to be a great edifice, a great institution by all standards. Japanese government, TVET infrastructure with TVET curriculum merged with that of Ghana. Is going to produce great outcomes for us as a nation. So we are excited that today we've done the salt cutting.
The Minister of Education further stated that the salt cutting ceremony ought to remind the people of the area that the government has not abandoned them.
Construction is going to begin by 2K Construction. We also have the consultant here with us. So this is going to be a watershed moment for the people of Manso Nkwanta, Manso Edubia, for them to know that we have not abandoned them and we will never abandon them. We are with them and going to be with them. They have a very famous paramount chief who happens to be my uncle. We're all going to work together to make sure we transform this place and create a great town and a great paramountcy in this great location that we find ourselves.
Chairman of the SDG's Promise Japan, Ms. Suzuki Kitaoka, stated that the project will kick off another excellent partnership between Japan and Ghana. She commended Chief in the area for donating land for the establishment of the facility, stating that her organization will work relentlessly to ensure the facility is constructed with high quality infrastructure and equipment.
I am very grateful for your presence. I would especially like to thank the Oman Hene for graciously gifting us this land. I, on behalf of SPJ, promise to return this generous gesture by building a school that values quality and progress. We want our school to become a forefront for African and Japanese collaboration. We will build a school that respects various cultures, hones artistic invention, and values investment in the individual. Our school will be a model of its kind. I am very excited about this project. I cannot wait to see the school in action, to see everything it will do for the community and everything you, the community, can do for it.
Chief of the area Nana Kusi Apia applauded the Ghana government and Japan for their good intent for the people. Nana Apia promised that the community will rally behind the constructor to ensure completion of work. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Junior high school pupils of the Techimanteko SDA school are appealing to the government to make the distribution of sanitary pads to young girls at the basic school level a regular practice. This, according to them, will help to improve their menstrual hygiene. They made the call in the wake of the rising cost of sanitary pads, which is compelling some of them to resort to unhealthy options during their monthly flow. Anasabit has the rest of the story.
Due to the high cost of sanitary pads, many girls in various Ghanaian communities stay out of school during their menstrual flow period to avoid the stigma associated with it, and this affects their academic performance and their education in general. These girls from the Techimanteko SDA Junior High School are today being taken through proper menstrual hygiene management by staff of the Public Health Unit of the Holy Family Hospital. Some of them share with us the struggles they go through in accessing sanitary pads on a monthly basis.
Sometimes I use clothes because I cannot get enough money, or not every month that I will get that 17 cedi to get a sanitary pad. So sometimes I have to talk to my mother. Sometimes she will say there is no money, so I have to give you this to support yourself.
Not plenty people can get money to buy pad, so they can use tissue, toilet roll, and so many things to use to maintain themselves very badly, because this thing, the girls, we fear to even tell our mom, even me. It's not all the time I will tell my mother that I have menstruated. So when I come to school, I'll feel so sad, and even I will be calm the whole day. So I think most girls like me are the same.
These girls who are more exposed to various health threats due to improper menstrual hygiene management want authorities to come to their aid to help curb the menace.
I would tell the government that we are students, and also, as you already know, that each and every woman has to menstruate. So we are asking him to please to come to our aid to reduce the price of the pad, or maybe she can organize some club, and so maybe she can offer the sanitary pad to each and every school. I think it will help us.
Zulfa Ahmed is a public health nurse at the Holy Family Hospital and a member of the sensitization team. She tells me that the facility, as part of activities to mark the 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day, is engaging girls at the junior high school level to educate them on proper menstrual hygiene management.
For this year team, it says to be committed to making menstruation a normal part of life by 2030. And one of the activities to achieve that is to carry out menstrual education to the school children. So today we were here to have an interaction with them. We spoke about their changes that happen to their body. We also spoke about making menstruation a normal thing of life.
Zulfao observed that most of these girls feel ashamed of themselves during this period, and others are prevented from getting involved in the preparation of food at home because they are seen as being unclean.
From our interaction with them, we realize that they see menstruation to be something, they are shy. It's like something they should be ashamed of. So they don't tell anybody that they have their menses. They also, from our interaction with them, we realize that some of them are not allowed to take part in some activities of life like cooking because they are seen as unclean during those periods.
She also bemoaned the struggles young girls go through in trying to access pads and appeals to government to initiate a free pad distribution exercise on a monthly basis in schools, or possibly scrap off taxes on sanitary pads to make it more affordable.
Menstruation is a normal physiology of the body, and so having pad during your menses should be a basic need. It's a basic necessity for these children, and most of them cannot afford. So if there's a policy that will be put in place that there will be free sharing of pad for this age of, they are not working. Some of their parents are even struggling to take care of them. It's very laudable. So to share pad every month as looking at the school feeding that we give free food, it can also be a policy like that, or we should take the tax of pad so that they'll be able to afford and use it.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tichman.
Still to come in business, irrigation dams to be completed under the second phase of the Ghana Productive Safety Net project. We'll hear from zonal project coordinators in the Upper West region. Welcome back. Upper West Regional Zonal Coordinator of the Ghana Productive Safety Net project, Kwabena Boateng, has stated that the focus of the second phase of the project will be to complete all irrigation dams under construction for use by farmers and also plant 1,900 hectares of cashew farms for farmers. He said lots of successes were attained during the first phase of the project, which ended in 2022 and needs to be replicated. Kwabena Boateng made the statement during handing over of 22 motorbikes to 11 municipalities and district assemblies in the Upper West region. Rafiq Salam has more.
The Ghana Productive Safety Net Project, GPSNP, is a social intervention initiative jointly implemented by the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection as part of the government efforts to improving the livelihoods of the people. Following the successful implementation of the first phase of the project, which started in 2019 and ended in 2022, the second phase quickly followed suit. The project is being funded by the World Bank at a cost of $100 million. Our Upper West Regional Zonal Coordinator of the GPSNP, Kwabena Boateng, spoke about the successes struck in implementing the project and their target for the succeeding years.
So for the very first phase, the whole project has constructed a lot of dams, a lot of feeder roads, which is helping the farmers. And then for the irrigation purposes, it's been very great. That's why we are moving on to the second phase.
And so what do you hope to achieve?
Before the end of December 2025, we want to make sure that all the dams are okay, they are in good shape for the farmers to irrigate their farms. We want to also make sure that about 60,000, about 1,900 hectares of cashew farms are also actually planted.
One of the many challenges faced by officials of the GPSMP in its implementation of the project is their inability to have unfettered access to the communities and the project sites. The poor nature of roads in the communities and the project sites makes it difficult for officials to properly carry out their activities, especially monitoring of projects. In order to ease the challenge, our Powers Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, on behalf of the government and the implementing ministries, presented 22 motorbikes to all 11 municipal and district assemblies in the Upper West region.
The safety net program is implemented in 42 districts in the 5 regions of the north. Fortunately for us in the Upper West region, all our districts are beneficiaries. And we know that to be able to carry out the activities embodied in the program, there is need for the field workers to be mobile so as to be able to carry out their monitoring and implementation activities.
Dr. Bin Sali urged the beneficiary assemblies to use the motorbikes judiciously.
It should be used for the purposes for which they are given. They should not be used for any other activity. As leaders of the assembly, please ensure that they are maintained. For us in the country, one of our minuses is our inability to maintain assets. So I will entreat you to ensure that once you take delivery of these valuable assets, you maintain them so as to prolong their lifespan.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
That'll be all for business. And that's all for the bulletin. On the Joy Newsroom, I am Maame Thompson. Up next is the law, and they'll be treating cyber scams, tips to avoid falling victim.